Hey, this is Full Game Prometheus, the only YouTuber that actually shows you full games of all the tips and schemes I post to my channel. I'll show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Alright, so guys, if you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button and the notification icon so you actually can get all of my tips well in advance. I release daily tips and strategies and techniques for you to go ahead and move the ball effectively down the field. Now, this is the third part of a three-part series of the gun flip trips formation. I recently just showed you the middle high-low, which is a great play to go ahead and attack your opponent in third and long situations. You can get 15-yard pickups. You also have the halfback angle, which is another great play that I just went ahead and broke down. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to go ahead and incorporate all of the audibles in this particular scheme to go ahead and give yourself a little bit a deeper playbook. Now, first and foremost, we're going to take a look at take a look at one of the base runs, which is going to be the inside zone. And if you got a light box, just go ahead and run this ball. Basically, you can pick up a good 3 yards or so with this or more, especially what your opponent's running against. So just go ahead and take a peek at it, and then just go look for the holes from there. Now, I am running with a wide set, so if you got basically 6 guys in a box, it's probably going to tell you not to do that, but sometimes you can get yourself a nice little run from this. So let's just see if we can get it one more time. There you go. So be able to go ahead and get a nice 10-yard gain, and it's nice to be able to jump into a little inside zone. So another play we're going to take a look at is going to be the scat. Now, this is not a play I like to run on a regular basis. The only time I'm going to run scat is if my opponent is using a lot of zone coverage, because man coverage, this play is going to get blown up. So if you got an opponent that runs a lot of man coverage, man blitzes, stay out of scat. But if he's using a lot of zone, over the top zones, then you can actually go ahead and just run this particular play, because you've got this little bubble screen, which is going to be my primary read. It's going to force your opponent to go ahead and defend the backside flap. And what I don't like about scat too is that you cannot change any of your audibles on scat. You can't change any of your routes, so you're stuck with this play. Now, if that backside wide receiver Austin was actually, I could turn him into a slant, this play would be money, but unfortunately, because I don't have a slant, it actually just kind of limits what I can do. So that's why I probably won't jump in this play. I might maybe run it a couple times if my opponent's showing me a lot of zone coverage, because that bubble route should be wide open. And sometimes what's going to happen is some of the other routes will get wide open, but for the most part I don't like it, because if you can't hit the bubble route, majority of this play is going to be shut down. So I don't recommend jumping into this play maybe once or twice in the formation, because here's a situation right here that you have to kind of wait for the perfect defense, and that rarely ever happens. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the bread and butter of this formation, which is going to be verticals. This is a very unique verticals play. If you take a look at the actual artwork, we've got basically a verticals concept on the right side, but we have a deep comeback, or a deep comeback route, or not a comeback route, but just a deep curl route. Then we have basically Austin doing a curl, then we have Gurley on the right side just doing a little wheel route. Now, what I like to do is actually go ahead and make this into a true verticals by taking Woods and either putting them on a deep comeback route, or actually just flying them up or fading them up on the outside. Really what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at Watkins and see if any kind of defender actually floats in his area, and I'm going to go ahead and try to rifle the ball down to him fairly quick. Now, the problem with this particular route with verticals is that little wheel route by Watkins, he doesn't necessarily I can't fire the ball. It might be Goff, but I can't fire the ball to him immediately if I don't have a defender in the area. So that's what I don't necessarily like about it. So that's one of the problems with it. But you got a nice little crosser right there. That's going to force your opponent to go ahead and stop that crosser. And you also have another area of the field that you can hit. You've got the little wheel route by the running back, and then you've got a crosser right over the middle. So between these two different these route combinations, it's really going to force your opponent to go ahead and think seriously. Now, one of the things I did do is do a deep comeback route as far as my labs, and I found that it can be covered. That comeback route and the seam route by Watkins can actually be covered by one defender. So I didn't really like that combination whatsoever, but I've got this little drag route underneath that I can go ahead and do a little zone right there. So that's what's really cool about this verticals play. It's just a little bit different, but it's not necessarily the best play. out there as far as verticals is concerned, but it's nice because you can actually do an easy completion right there. So just missed it, got a little pressure off the edge, and that's the one thing about the gun flips trips. We're going with 0 people blocking the backfield, so you got to make decisions very, very quick, and you can't basically go ahead and you can't hold on to the ball or you get yourself in trouble. Now, the next play we're going to take a look at is going to be a play action read, the play action read. Now, this is a play that with a read, we got the play action automation. What I like to do is I like to take walk-ins and want to put them in a drag over the middle, because I've got a fast read underneath. I'm also going to go ahead and block the running back, and I want to block the running back just to give myself a little bit more time. Now I've got a levels concept going off the left, so my first read is going to be the drag underneath, and then if the defender is wide open, you got the crossing right over the middle with the tight end. So once again, same kind of concepts, areas. You're going to force your opponent to go ahead and defend areas of the field that he probably doesn't want to defend. And he can't get to every single route on the backside. So you've got crossers right there, and right here I'm just going to nail them right over the middle for a good 20-yard gain. And you've got basically what you need. So let's see if we can get a read underneath. So against man coverage, I've got the little drag route by my number 1 receiver that I'm going to be able to hit. You've also got the deep post on the backside, but I don't necessarily look at it. This is really kind of a high-low type situation. I'm looking at 2 routes. I'm going to be looking at walk-ins. I'm going to be looking at Everett. One of these 2 are going to get wide open. Now another adjustment I can do is I could take Austin and put him on a streak route if I wanted to try to clear out the defender. It is an option to do that, but for the most part I just leave him on the comeback route. So this allows you to attack your opponent off to the right-hand side. You've got the play-action read will attack your opponent off the left-hand side. You got scat with a little, it's like a little makeshift screen, halfback angle, and then middle, high, low as your base plays. You're attacking the seams, you're attacking underneath, you're attacking in the middle, you're attacking with your running back. You're going to essentially attack all over the different areas of the field against your opponent. So guys, if you're new to my channel, once again, hit the subscribe button and notification icon so you can get these daily tips. But if you want these tips well in advance, because I pre-produce these tips weeks in advance, go to my Patreon account for a minimum Patreon membership. You can basically get all these tips well in advance before they get released to the public on YouTube. So once again, to my subscribers, I appreciate support. Until next time.